Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic, and today I wanted to take a look at one of the newest, seemingly most powerful, mono-white commanders to be released in recent memory. From Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, it's Oswald Fiddlebender. This 2-mana Gnome Artificer is a 2/2 that reads, white, tap, sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with a mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value and put it onto the battlefield. Use this as a sorcery. So yes, it's essentially a birthing pod on a body, just like Prime Speaker Vanifar, but only for artifacts. This effect is notoriously powerful, as also seen on one-time spells like Eldritch Evolution or Neoform, and can be chained to grab higher and higher cost artifacts. And when we cheat costs, we win. So let's take a look at what the hallmarks of an Oswald deck could be, and what we want to include in it to make it tick. As we're working with mono white, we're going to have our work cut out for us. White's getting better, but doesn't exactly stand on its own 2 feet yet. So clearly, a deck with Oswald at the helm is going to be artifact heavy. Let's note that Oswald's ability just specifies artifacts and not non-creature artifacts. If we work with artifact creatures, we can use Oswald just like a birthing pod. This way, we can sacrifice artifact tokens and turn them into creatures. For instance, you can sacrifice a treasure token and turn it into an Esper Sentinel. That's an upgrade. But you can also turn a Thopter into a Soul Ring, and that's ramp in white. So we'll want to include a variety of mana values throughout the list, running the ladder with redundancies at each stage. Multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, and higher cost artifacts, but reducing it in volume the higher up the mana value chain we get. Let's not bloat the top of our curve. Key artifacts here will be the ones that have enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield effects. Ichor Wellspring, Servo Schematic, and even Ugin's Nexus are all non-creature examples of artifacts we can tutor up, then sacrifice for more benefit. Creature examples here would be Junk Diver, Mirror Retriever, or Duplicant. Value whether they're in play or whether we climb them up the ladder to greater glory. There's synergistic spells we can include to ramp up mana value and decrease the hit to our board state. For instance, Brought Back or Second Sun can get us whatever we sacrifice to Oswald back in play, or even save us from a board wipe and rebuy all of our Enters the Battlefield effects. Along the same lines, Savine's Reclamation and Sun Titan rebuy our smaller sacrificed artifacts, essentially giving us free tutors to the battlefield with Oswald's ability. Teshar, Ancestor's Apostle, will be a big player in the 99, ensuring that whenever we cast an artifact, we can grab a small creature directly to the battlefield. This is great when we're rebuying creatures like Mirror Retriever, which rebuy us even bigger or better artifacts. New artifacts like Archaeomancer's Map are prime targets to climb the ladder for in this deck, fetching us lands to our hand and acting like a pseudo-burgeoning in white. A way to at least try and catch up, if not smooth, our land drops a little bit. And if you're out of lands in hand and you've caught up to your opponents, you can always sacrifice the Archaeomancer's Map to Oswald to climb up the ladder to, say, a Solemn Simulacrum. More ramp in white. With some of our targets established, let's work on making our engine hum. Let's look at ways we can speed up climbing the ladder to greatness. First, there's cost reducers. Joyra's Familiar and Foundry Inspector work very well here, reducing the cost of all artifacts or historic spells by 1. Pearl Medallion can do the same thing, but for our white spells rather than our artifact spells. There's creatures that make us mana when they die as well, like Mirror Moon Vessel or Cathodian. These can be sacrifice fodder for Oswald, grabbing us another artifact higher up, and giving us mana to cast more spells from our hand. Paying a single white mana and sacrificing a Cathodion gives us 3 mana and a 4-cost artifact directly into play. Nice and efficient. But we really want to be getting Oswald's ability multiple times, either for free or at a little cost. So we can activate Oswald multiple times with a 1000-Year Elixir or a Magerite Stone being used to untap him, speeding up our climb up the artifact ladder. We can also get copies of Oswald's ability. locked into the cost of the artifact sacrificed with Illusionist Bracers or Rings of Brighthearth. This way we can pay a single white mana and sacrifice a 2-cost artifact and get 2 3-cost artifacts, or we can pay 2 mana with a Rings of Brighthearth to get the same effect. This way we get multiple artifacts out with a single activation. This all sounds like a lot of fun synergy, but let's talk the sneaky combo in the deck, ensuring you can never lose the game and your opponents can't win the game ever. The other new card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms in the deck is Book of Exalted Deeds. On its own, the book looks to have some life gain and angel synergies, but that activated ability is a real bomb. We can put a counter on an angel we control that says that we just can't lose. But what if the angel we put it on is incredibly hard to destroy? What if that creature we put it on is a land? That's where Mutavault comes in. Mutavault is a land that can turn itself into a creature temporarily that has every creature type, like Angel. So if we can find a way to put that counter on Mutavault, then our opponents need either immediate interaction or land destruction, which is rarely seen in playgroups due to its widespread stigma. So how do we make this consistent? Well, our pal and commander Ozzy can tutor up the book, but can also tutor a tutor like Expedition Map, which gets us a land into our hand. We can search up every piece of this combo with our commander's help. In fact, if we naturally draw into this combo, we could be invincible as early as turn 4. On turn 1 we play a Plains and the Expedition Map. On turn 2 we play a Plains and crack the map to grab our Mutavault. On turn 3 we play a Plains and cast the Book of Exalted Deeds. And on turn 4 we play the Mutavault from our hands, tap it to create a mana and activate itself, then activate the book to put the counter on the Mutavault. Then we just have to cross our fingers and hope none of our opponents have instant speed removal or targeted land destruction. That's how you live forever in Commander. Let me know what you think of this Oswald Fiddlebender list, which I've linked to in the description below. Lots of great little synergies and interactions, some potentially strong lines of play, and lots of ways to grab our big artifacts, starting going to town on our opponents. If you like this brew, leave a comment below and I'll explore more of the newest legends from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Until next time, folks, good luck and have fun. As always, thanks to all of our patrons for helping to support the channel. I honestly could not do this without all of your help. A special shout out to our Lodestone Golems, Ben Frayne, Sterling Langford, Will Briggs, Ben Davis, David Neri, Corey Whitaker, Snipes, and Cameron Scott. And our Metalwork Colossi, Austin Charlotte, Charles Olson, Matthew Chandler, Pulsating Kiwi, Raphael Lum, Wyatt M., Timothy Conan, Matt Oakes, Stephen Dunn, Jeremiah Lewis, and newest addition, Wellsford Ranger. Thank you, everyone.